Welcome to the AI Queens podcast, the show where women entrepreneurs learn to ditch the overwhelm, embrace AI, and build businesses fit for royalty. I'm Erika Stanley, your host and tech expert, here to deliver tools, tips, and actionable strategies to help you scale smarter. Let's get to it. Hey there, Queens. Welcome to the AI Queens podcast, where we're rewriting the rules of tech on our terms. I'm Erika Stanley, and today we're diving into episode 8, which is all about content repurposing with AI. I'm going to show you exactly how you can take one piece of long-form, well-written content that you already own and repurpose it into enough content to last a whole month. No more staring at blank screens, wondering what to post. No more feeling like you are constantly creating content from scratch. This is about working smarter, not harder, because that's what queens do. I'll be using LinkedIn and Instagram as examples, and specifically looking at my recent episode 2 about the 5 ways I use AI every week to save myself 15 or more hours of work. See what I did there? I'm literally repurposing my own content about repurposing content. The crown method is where we're going to start. So this is the framework I use when I'm working with AI for content creation, and it's going to make this whole process so much easier. We're going to start off using the crown method to create our prompt. I have reworked this crown method a little bit since its original inception a few episodes ago, but we're going to go through it so you will know exactly what each letter stands for. Starting with C. C stands for context. You're going to need to give your AI assistant the full picture. I'm going to tell Claude, and yes, I'm going to use Claude for this one instead of ChatGPT because I want you all to get used to me not saying ChatGPT as just a placeholder or replacement for all AI. This would also be a great use case for Google's Notebook LM because you could put a bunch of documents in there and ask it to reference those as it creates content. But anyway, we're going to use Claude. So I'm going to tell Claude, this is an article I wrote based on my podcast. I want to create enough content from this article to get me through the entire month. I'm going to need 4 LinkedIn posts, 1 per week, and 10 Instagram posts, a combination of carousels and reels. You can either upload a document like a Google Doc, you can share a link to the article if you have created a blog post about it, or you can simply copy and paste the content directly into Claude. All those methods work great. You're going to want to get that long form content straight into the AI. So now, as part of context, you're going to need to explain your main audience for those platforms. If you have your target audience written down, or if you have ideal client avatars, ICAs, in a document, you can upload those, or you can copy and paste it directly. But when using the crown method, it's good to have a simplified 30-word version of your ideal audience and also of your writing style. Okay, moving on to R, this is for role. I want you to think about the absolute best case scenario person that you could hire for this job. For this one, you'd want a social media expert with like years of experience managing accounts just like yours. That's the role you want AI to take on. So you can tell it, you're a social media expert with over a decade of experience managing and growing accounts for businesses just like mine. You know the ins and outs of my business and exactly how I like to write posts, and you're going to help me improve upon that so that I can grow my account, increase my engagement, and eventually turn followers into customers. O is for outcome. These are our outcomes and goals for this particular thread or conversation with Claude. This is going to change as you get further into the conversation, but for now, your main outcome is that you're hoping to get a list of subtopics from this article that we can use to create social media posts. So I'm going to ask it for a bullet point list of at least 20 different ideas that I can expand upon, making sure I understand the specific angle for each subtopic and ensuring that it appeals to my audience. W is for warnings. I'll make it clear that I don't want to be overly repetitive, although some repetition is great. Each idea needs to directly appeal to my audience and relate to my business. Also, I personally hate emojis and cliche phrases, especially in my LinkedIn posts. So I will ask it to avoid those. And then N is your now ask me. These are your next questions. I'm going to ask the AI to give me 3 questions to help clarify this request so it can give me the best possible response. So now that you have your prompt all ready to go, we are going to use that to extract your content subtopics. Now, I want you to remember that in this whole process, you're going to get a little messy. The AI might spit out something that's not ideal for your audience or for your voice. Maybe it's just not your jam or the type of thing you typically post on social media. That's okay. I want you to open up a Google Doc or your Notes app or whatever you use and go through the output that it gives you after you paste in that prompt. You're going to copy and paste only the ideas that resonate with you and skip the rest. Sometimes AI is going to give you junk, and that's okay. We're just going to skip those. If you don't have at least 10 good ideas, then I want you to go back and give it some feedback. Paste in the ones that are the best and tell it, hey, these are really good, and here's why. Also, I want you to copy and paste in some of the ones that are not hitting and explain why those don't work for you. And then ask it to analyze what the good ones have in common and what the bad ones have in common, then ask it for 20 more. So that's going to give you a really good starting set of ideas for the whole month. Now we're on to step 2. We are going to refine and add your own human expertise. In your Google Doc, you should have at least 10 usable ideas. Now, for each of those, I want you to go in and jot down any other thoughts that you have. Add more context, depth, or expert insights. This is where you're going to add your human edge to improve what the AI has given you. And don't you dare feel guilty about any of this. Remember, the AI got this from your original content, your article, your podcast, your brain trust, right? So all of this is from your brain already. Now, let's just add more of that expert brain power so that the AI has more to work with. Moving on to step 3. This is your platform-specific content creation. Here's where we're really going to dig in. I want you to copy and paste those 10 points with your notes right back into that same thread with Claude. Now you're going to tell it that you want 4 LinkedIn posts and 10 Instagram posts with a mix of reels and carousels. Ask it to help you divide up the content so you know which is suited for which platform or content type. Now, if it doesn't get this exactly right based on what you personally know about your audience, give it that feedback again. I cannot stress this enough. Along the way, you've got to give it feedback. If it does something well, tell it, nice job, buddy. And if it sucks at something, you have to tell it that too. Remember, we're treating AI like it's a really enthusiastic intern that doesn't quite get you all the time. When it messes up, let it know that A, this is wrong, B, this is how you went wrong, and C, this is how to do it better next time. That's the only way it's going to get better. So for both LinkedIn and Instagram, you're going to need strong hooks to grab attention. So ask Claude to give you options for viral hooks that would grab your audience's attention and stop the scroll. Then tell it to outline, not write, those 4 LinkedIn posts first. That way you can make sure it's headed in the right direction before it just writes everything out. Okay, then once I have the outline and I give it feedback and fine tune the direction of those posts with their hooks, then I have it write the actual posts. You can either open up a brand new Google Doc and start from scratch or use the working document that you have already. But either way, there you go. There are your 4 LinkedIn posts for the next 4 weeks. Don't forget to edit after you copy and paste from the AI. You want to make sure that it sounds like you and that you've given it enough of your expertise. Remember, for the love of God, do not just copy and paste these. Make edits, make it sound like you, make it human. Your LinkedIn audience will thank you. Now, let's move on to Instagram. If I've got those 10 posts already queued up and I want a good distribution of top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel content. In marketing speak, this just means that we're going to mix up the posts so that they are attracting your audience, nurturing them toward a sale, converting them, and then encouraging loyalty after they've already worked with you, right? So I want my AI to help me distribute these posts evenly throughout the month. So ask it to organize and outline them for me. Once I go back and forth with that outline and I already have my hooks in place, I'm ready for it to turn those outlines into actual posts. So just like LinkedIn, I'm going to give it feedback the entire time. And if it's helpful, you can actually ask Claude for image recommendations or text put on the images. You can even ask it to put all of this in a table with posting dates. Literally, you can ask it to put all of this information into a table for you. And that way you've basically got your entire calendar already planned out for the month. All you're going to need to do now is create the graphics themselves or record videos to go along with the reels, for example. If you don't like being on camera, you can tell the AI that you're doing faceless reels and then just use stock video or B-roll footage instead. Now I want to address some common concerns about sounding repetitive, which is one of the biggest things I hear from people when we talk about repurposing content. Look, you're not going to sound repetitive. There's a reason why we all know that Geico can save us 15% or more on our car insurance. It's because they've been saying that same line for years. Is it repetitive? Yes. Is it also memorable? Also, yes. If you want to be known for something, you can't be afraid to repeat yourself. Also, what feels repetitive to us is not repetitive to our audience. They're only seeing and interacting with a small fraction of the content we're creating. So it might seem like we've posted 6 times about this one thing, but the person seeing it is only catching it once, maybe twice if we're lucky. So don't be afraid to post multiple times about the same things, especially if you're phrasing it in slightly different ways. Content repurposing with AI is all about making your life easier. And it's not about doing it for you. Remember, all this content already came out of your brain, your experience, your expertise, your knowledge within the industry. These are the nuggets and the insights that make you you and that make your business valuable. So again, don't you dare feel guilty about repurposing content because it's all coming from your brain anyway. That's it. That's how I take one long form piece of content and turn it into enough for my social media for a month. The whole process should only take you about an hour or two for generating all the content, and then try to restrict yourself to another hour or two for creating the graphics. Remember, we're trying to save ourselves time on this part of our business so that we can spend that time doing other things that drive our passion and drive revenue. Also, don't forget, you can use this to create content for your newsletter as well. We just talked about LinkedIn or Instagram, but there are a ton of other platforms you can use. If you have a weekly newsletter, these are also the perfect ideas and themes to pull from your existing content. Now, if you want to learn more, and if you want to get even more in depth on this, I encourage you to join us at the AI Queens Society, which is now on Substack. You can do that by going to aiqueens.substack.com. You can join the society by becoming a paid member, and then you'll have access to tons of resources and content that I'm building along the way, including the exact prompts that I'm giving you during this episode. If you go to Substack now, it's free, but it will become paid content after 2 weeks. So hop on in today to the AI Queen Society and start using some of these resources now. That's it for me today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with a fellow female entrepreneur who you know would benefit from using AI in her business. Until next time, keep reigning with AI. Thanks for listening to the AI Queens podcast. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow queen who needs to hear this. Want more tips and tools? Join the AI Queens Society at aiqueenssociety.com and start ruling your business with confidence today. Until next time, stay bold, stay curious, and keep reigning with AI.